Good morning. This is the start of my series that I've been teasing. Uh, it'll be some of the last shows of this season before I go on hiatus. So today we're going to talk about something that may surprise you, considering some of you believe that I truly hate children, which of course is the furthest thing from the truth. We're going to talk about dental care and the CHIP program. The CHIP program I usually rail against. And that was my ignorance. I didn't know enough about it. I got upset when the smoking taxes were raised, as I am a smoker, not ashamed of it. And I found out that my taxes were going to go to the CHIP program, which I thought was a form of welfare for people who refuse to work but choose to have children anyway. That's not the case. And I was educated. And I know now what the CHIP program is, and sadly, I now know what it is not. The CHIP program, first of all, is for working parents. The people that I spoke with for this show have jobs. They work. They go to work every day. They get up, they go to work. They don't sit home and play their free cable and talk on their free cell phones. They go out and work. And because their employer does not offer affordable health insurance for their family, and we're going to talk about that on Thursday's show, the family insurance plans, which are ridiculously overpriced in some circumstances, they can't afford to insure their children through their jobs. So they go to CHIP. And CHIP, by the way, is not free. It goes by your income. So you do have to pay a premium to be on CHIP. But you would think, okay, it's a taxpayer-supported, customer-supported, the parents pay. They pay less than they would for employer insurance. You would think they would be able to go to the doctors of their choice, the dentist of their choice, and get medically necessary procedures done for their children. Not so much. And what this show is really about, it's two viewer stories that both have to do with dental care. And I'm going to be calling out these discount dental clinics or practices that you see the commercials on TV all the time for, the Smile Builders, Aspen Dental. Everybody deserves a beautiful smile. Everybody deserves a healthy smile. It's not about the money, except it kind of is. So I'm calling these two dental practices out. I have two viewers who have experience with Smile Builders and CHIP, and I have personal experience with Aspen Dental. So what I am telling you today is not me making stuff up. This is actual viewer experiences and my own personal experience, okay? Hopefully you will learn something, and I will tell you the next time, well, you won't hear me do it anymore. I will not be upset anymore about the CHIP program existing, but what I am going to start doing is fighting that the CHIP program better start doing what it's supposed to do, which is provide medical care and dental care for young people whose parents can't afford standard health insurance. And by the way, let me just get this out of the way. If you have dental insurance through your job, which many viewers have contacted me about, that's not all that either. I am a big fan of the dental discount programs like Carrington Care. My husband and I have Carrington Care. No, they're not sponsoring the show, but they can call me if they'd like to. Carrington Care is fabulous if your dentist accepts it. Okay, you've got to check with the dentist first, but it's $130 or $150 a year for me and my husband. And before we even had dental insurance, it cut our dental bills in half. In half. I was a stupid person I know how important dental health is to your entire health. But I was a stupid person. I did not go to the dentist as a young adult. I didn't want to pay for it. I didn't want to deal with the hassle. I didn't want anybody touching my mouth after a bad experience as a child with an orthodontist who was a sadist, in my opinion. And so I let my teeth go. And I understand now how important good dentistry is. Finding a dentist you trust is so important. And believe me, I've had some bad dentists in my lifetime, as an adult as well. And it's important to be able to choose a dentist that is on board with you and who you trust. But the CHIP program doesn't allow that. Okay? And that's pretty sad when we're talking about children. It is so important for children to have good dental health from day one. I didn't used to believe that, but as an adult and now having almost all of my teeth crowned, having lost a lot of teeth from my stupidity, I understand. It's very important. And I do feel sorry for children whose parents, for some reason, don't put dental health as a priority. Either they don't work, or they have more kids and they can't afford the dental care. I was very blessed. My mother worked a full-time job that she absolutely hated to support me and my grandmother. And there was always money for my medical care and my dental care. She never complained. If I needed something done, it got done. To this day, she's dead now, so I can't ask her. I wonder if she ever did struggle to pay for it. But she did have good health insurance. And I'm guessing I know she took out she was making payments for my braces. But I always got what I needed because it was a priority. We didn't take fancy vacations. We never got on a plane. I didn't have a passport till I was 20 years old, 21 years old. But we always had the money for what mattered, what was a priority. My health and my teeth. And she got to choose the dentist. She got to choose my pediatrician. I come to find that with CHIP, that's not always the case because there are doctors, dentists in this country who refuse to take a CHIP patient. One of my viewers wrote in that her 5.5-year-old grandson needs surgery on his mouth. He has a tooth growing into his nose. That seems to me like it would be a medical necessity because medical necessity is kind of the goal. If it's not medically necessary, CHIP won't pay for it. Well, I think that's a little medically necessary. He's 5.5 and his new tooth is growing into his nose. They went to the cleft palate clinic and CHIP won't pay for it. He needs a bone graft and surgery. CHIP won't cover it. And my viewer said to me, you know what really upsets me, Paula? Is that I see these stories, and they're supposed to be feel-good stories, about these American dentists that go to Costa Rica and Honduras and Africa. And they treat the kids over there with cleft palate issues and bad teeth. They treat them for no cost. And then they come back to America and say, we don't accept the CHIP. We won't work on your American-born, tax-paying child whose parents work, pay taxes, and have CHIP. We won't touch them. My viewer finds that insulting, and in fact, so do I, considering that my tax dollars pay for CHIP. And my tax dollars, if they're paying for CHIP, they should pay for more than just a cleaning or to pull these kids' teeth and have them lose their teeth. These discount dental programs, they're ridiculous. You see the commercials. Smile Builders. Smile Builders is a freaking joke. I have a viewer right now with a teenager who has something called periodontitis. That means that this teenager's jaw is disintegrating because of an infection in the gum. It requires surgery, or this young teenager is going to lose their teeth as a teenager. Does that sound medically necessary to you? It certainly does to me. But here's the problem between Smile Builders and CHIP. First of all, at first Smile Builders says, and again, this is the company that says they actually want people who don't have good insurance, people who are lower income, to come to them because everyone deserves a beautiful smile, irregardless of money. It's not about the money, except it is. It is about the money. Because at first Smile Builders told this family, we don't take CHIP. What? The commercial says lower income. No. And then CHIP said, no, we don't even know anything about this procedure. See, here's the problem. This periodontitis thing is rare in a child. Anytime you as a parent hear the word rare, you know you got a fight on your hands with any insurance company. But apparently, especially for the insurance company that our tax dollars are paying for. Now, I don't know about you, but if my tax dollars are paying for insurance for another person and a person's child, I would want them to pay for something that is going to save a child's teeth. Okay? I would kind of want that rather than just, oh, look, you need a tooth pulled. Boom. And I get the bill. No. But as soon as you hear rare, you need to be worried. Because they're going to find a way not to pay for it. Here was the problem with the Smile Builders versus the CHIP versus the customer. Remember, when you're on CHIP, you pay a premium. You're paying for it as the parent. Yes, the taxpayers help, but you're paying for it. So the insurance company said this procedure is so rare, there's no code for it. You know, it's all about the codes with insurance, right? They need a code. Smile Builders said, we don't have a code. We don't do this procedure. We know how to do it, but we don't do it on children. So they had to come up with a code. They came up with a code. They sent the code to CHIP. CHIP said, great, there's a code, but there's no dollar amount. See, CHIP wants to know how much money they're going to have to pay out for this procedure. Smile Builders comes back and says, we don't have a price because until we get in to do the surgery, and this is real fun, right? This is fun. Until we get in there, it could be anywhere from $1,000 to $4,000. We're not going to know till we get in. Basically, Smile Builders told this family, go to Atlantic City, put in some money, pull the wheel, and pray your numbers come up. Because CHIP said, well, we're not going to prepay or guarantee payment for something that we don't know what it's going to cost. So here was CHIP's big suggestion to the family. Get the surgery done. We have a code now. Get the surgery done. Pay for it out of your pocket, and we will reimburse you. Oh my God, are you kidding? Again, Atlantic City. Spin the wheel. Hope your money comes up, your number comes up. You can't do that. First of all, the whole purpose of CHIP, right, is to be there for people who don't have money. They don't have $4,000 in the bank. If they had $1,000, if they had $4,000, they wouldn't need CHIP. They would just say to Smile Builders, we'll pay the bill. Why can't Smile, I mean, can you imagine you go in for surgery and they say to you, well, usually this costs $200, but, depending what we find, it could cost $400. No, see? And I've been there with dentists too. I had a dentist one time quote me a price for a dental procedure, $75. I get there, they're like, oh, this looks worse than we thought. It's going to be $200. I'm like, the fuck it is. When I called, it was $75, and that's what I'm paying. And he said, you know what? If that's what the billing person told you, then I will stand by that. That's a good dentist, by the way. That's my dentist, my guy. Best dentist in all of Lancaster, from my experience. But seriously, they won't tell this family what the price is, and to ask someone who has CHIP because they don't have money, who is going to Smile Builders because they can't afford the boutique dentists who don't take CHIP, well, that kind of tells you they don't have $1,000. They don't have $4,000. And it's annoying and it's frustrating because a young person is risking losing their teeth all because of this no price. CHIP wants to know, what are we out? It's all about the money, even though Smile Builders on their commercial says, we want everyone, no matter how rich or poor you are, to have a good smile. Bullshit. Another viewer of mine went to Smile Builders for cleanings. Healthy teeth, no worries. Except every time she went in, they started talking about, oh, you have this little tooth here. We could fix that for you. And she's like, no, I've had that forever. It doesn't bother me. It's not painful. It looks a little weird, but it doesn't bother me. And it would be cosmetic. Well, we really should fix that. She talks to a friend of hers to find out that the dentists at Smile Builders actually work on commission. Think about that. You know how when you take your car to the inspection and it never passes because there's always something wrong? Imagine your dentist doing that. See, I love my dentist because he never upsells me. Never. That's what I'm getting into my story about Aspen Dental. The problem is these dental clinics, we take care of poor people. They work on commission, which means they get paid more if they find something wrong with you. Think about what would happen if doctors worked like that. Well, you really don't need that gallbladder, Mrs. Luciano, and it may be healthy, but we'll just tell her it needs to come out. I'll get my commission on a gallbladder surgery. Wife and I going to Cabo San Lucas this summer. If that's how medical care worked, my God, we'd all be in the hospital for shit we didn't need. Let me tell you about my Aspen Dental story. Again, I was stupid. I went without dental care for too long. I didn't want to pay. I didn't want the hassle. I don't like people messing with my teeth. Aspen Dental had this coupon where you come in, it's all free full x-rays. I had this thing around my head giving me x-rays and a free consultation. I'm like, what could go wrong? Oh, boy. First of all, I knew the minute I walked in the door for first appointment of the day, there was a problem because there were 30 people in the room. I waited an hour to get into the x-ray machine. Then I waited another half hour for the salesman dentist to read the x-rays. Then I go in, I sit in the chair. He's like, well, you need this. Oh, we got to do that. $10,000. I'm like, excuse me. What did you just say to me? I wasn't political Paula back then because I should have just walked out. But, we have a plan for you. Here, please leave the chair and walk to the next department. There's a department at Aspen Dental where they talk to you about financial aid, right? My God in heaven, I didn't get financial aid to go to college. I'm not getting financial aid to pay for my dental work. They were talking about payment plans and a 0% interest loan and this with their company, of course. And I said, you know what? Why don't you just give me my x-rays and I'm leaving? Oh, that'll be $10, ma'am. I paid the $10. I took my x-rays. I went back to the best dentist in Lancaster, to Dr. O'Donnell and Phillips. They are the best. And I showed him the x-rays. And he said, well, you don't need this, you don't need that, you don't need that, and you don't need that. All in all, I needed a good cleaning. My teeth needed cleaned. And Aspen didn't offer that for free, just the consult and the x-rays. And I needed, I think, 2 cavities filled at that time. Interesting, isn't it? Now, that's why I love Dr. O, because he could have agreed with Aspen and tried to get the money out of me. But he didn't. He was honest with me, and that's the kind of dentist you want. So yeah, these discount dental places, again, they are not really for the poor. They want to get the poor in and then hope they can either maybe get them to do a GoFundMe account or something. But then they're fighting with these insurance companies. I would think that any discount dental place would take government offered dental insurance. And let's call a spade a spade. Dental insurance, even for adults who work, isn't all that either. I have one viewer whose dental insurance would not pay for a root canal or a crown. They would only pay for extraction and dentures, partial plates. They would rather pay for you to lose your teeth than to save them, because it's cheaper to lose them. Many of you saw my shows before where I said, I'm just done with this. I'm going to get my teeth pulled and get dentures. And then Dr. O'Donnell, talked me out of it. And it's the best thing he ever did. He got me into this Carrington Care, which I strongly advise. They have discount plans. Some dentists, there's one called Aetna, which is also a discount plan. Ask your dentist and then get it. It is so affordable and it is so worth it. I have 5 crowns on the top of my teeth. 3 of them are root canal. And it was affordable because everything was half price thanks to Carrington. It saved my teeth. Dr. O'Donnell is so good that I had 2 loose teeth in the front. Everybody on the internet said you're going to lose them. Nobody can save those teeth. Dr. O'Donnell saved my teeth. I had to do some work too. I went 6 months with temporary crowns. I had to be careful what I ate. I was pissed about it at the time, but my teeth are fine. I can bite into a piece of corn on the cob. He saved my teeth. My father-in-law goes to Dr. O'Donnell. He calls him the machine. That's how good Dr. O'Donnell is. No, he's not sponsoring this show. I just love the guy. He's the only person I let do any kind of procedures on my teeth. But see, I can afford to go to Dr. O'Donnell. My health insurance, he takes my health insurance, and he takes the Carrington. And what I have to say about the CHIP program is that shame on CHIP. We're talking about children, 5.5 years old, teenagers. Their teeth are supposed to last them the rest of their lives. They need healthy teeth. Bad teeth cause all kinds of issues that are even unrelated to eating food. Bad teeth, infections in your gums can cause sinus infections. It can cause brain headaches, ear infections. It can spread. These are medically necessary procedures that nobody wants to do. And the story about the smile builders and the chip and the periodontitis, because of the back and forth fighting, Smile Builders has now said, we're out. We're not going to do it. We're not doing the surgery. We're not touching this teenager. Nice, huh? This company that goes on TV and says, we care, everybody deserves a healthy smile. That's a bunch of bullshit to get you in the door. They don't care about money. They care about money. And for any dentist out there who takes their 2-week vacation and goes over to foreign countries and gives kids free dental care, how about trying a little of that philanthropy, whatever the hell they call it? Try some of that at home. Just because somebody's parents didn't prepare, and I do, I'm sorry, I still have to blame some parents. Like I said, my mother always had money for my dental health and my physical health. So yeah, I don't understand why parents can't figure it out. I know that if my mother had no money and I needed $2,000 worth of dental work, she would have figured out a way to get it. She would have taken out a loan or put it on a credit card. She would have done whatever she had to do. So yes, I do feel sorry for children whose parents don't make dental health a priority. But I also feel sorry for parents who get up and go to work every day and only have one child, and they think they're getting chipped, they're doing the best thing they can for their child, and then they come to find that it doesn't pay for anything that their child needs, or the one major thing their child needs, because it's rare. So I've learned a lot talking to my viewers, and I have learned that I'm no longer going to bitch about the fact that my tax dollars go to CHIP. I'm going to bitch about the way CHIP uses my tax dollars. Because they're obviously not using them for what we are told they're supposed to be used for. They're supposed to be used for the expensive shit. The root canals, the crowns, the dental surgeries that save our children's gums, protect their teeth, so they have them for years to come. Shame on dental insurance that would rather see 30-year-old hardworking people lose their teeth and get dentures rather than save them. I love my crowns. Almost all of my back bottom teeth are crowned, and all my top teeth are crowned. I love them. They're my teeth. And I could afford to do it. I don't think you should have to be lucky or rich in this country to have a healthy smile. I don't care if your teeth are crooked. To me, that's not that big of a deal if they don't cause you pain. But to have surgery for an infection, to have root canals and crowns when they're necessary, a healthy smile is much more important than a beautiful one. And I think it's funny that the dentists at Smile Builders seem to care more about cosmetic crap than they do about the health and welfare of their patients. Patients who are not getting anything for free. They pay premiums for CHIP. They may have to pay a deductible or a copay for the surgery. And they're refusing to do it for a child? That doesn't sound like the commercials we see. Does it sound like that to you? Please send me your comments. Thursday, we're going to have a really good show. It's going to be my start of my series about the Affordable Care Act, what it is and isn't, and how we're all sort of suffering because of what doctors think it is, and insurance companies know it is. Political Paula, out.